We have some policy message. These policy messages, first of all, are important because they are based on the characteristic, on some common structural characteristic of weaknesses, if you want, of fragile states, and also on the comparative advantage of Europe. So what we identify as policy messages are, for instance, the idea that it's very important to have a long-term objective, for Europe and other donors not to change their mind on which are the important issues to be dealt with, and that's the first one. The second one is, long-term and short-term should be compatible. The second one is that it's very important, issues which are important are migration, human capital, capital building. And for that we have some prescriptions which are, for instance, related to visa issues, short-term visa to build human capital, migration issues, and so on and so forth. Another issue is the importance of interacting with the social society, therefore how the states or countries which have a state which is not working but they may have a civil society which is working can actually be sort of counterpart to European or other donors. And this is a very difficult issue to be dealt with because not always you have the elite which are prepared enough to take some of the point. And we had some good examples, for instance, on Sudan, which is a typically fragile state. One of the issues is that the civil society is very different in the capital and outside the capital. And we have not obviously solved some of these issues, but the prescription is go on the ground, do a study on the ground in order to be able to solve some of these issues and to be able to intervene in and interact with the civil society at the right level and on the right topics. So if I had to summarize, these will be basically the priority. Of course, we also have other priorities, like, for instance, whether the state is actually able to be the counterpart, therefore whether you can use budget support or not, or whether in some situation, especially of crisis and conflict, you need actually an independent agency.